Alright guys, it's Alpha Heavy Gamer. Welcome to the channel. So I'll go and jump right in here. So Gaijin has introduced a lot this year. They've covered a lot of ground, and I think 2025 promises to be a very interesting year for aviation and aviation related mechanics. And I think 2025 is going to be very interesting because if you consider the aircraft we got this year, like the F-117, the F-15E Strike Eagle, the Su-34 and the J-10, I mean, I thought these aircraft were years off at best, and stealth has even made its way into the game now. So my favorite aircraft in the game right now is the F-15E, and I mean, the performance of this plane is just so amazing in so many categories. If you don't have the Strike Eagle, you need to get this plane right now. So considering where we are at the end of 2024, here are some of the aircraft I'd like to see in 2025. So the first aircraft I'd like to see is the F-A-50 Golden Eagle. Now this is a light multi-role fighter developed by South Korea, and it's based on the T-50 Advanced Trainer. But the thing is, this aircraft is equipped with some pretty sophisticated avionics, great air-to-air and great air-to-ground munitions. So it's a really nice small jet. A lot of other countries use this as well, the Armed Forces of Indonesia, the Philippines, and Thailand. So this jet could very well make it into the Japanese tech tree. You know, if you've seen the most recent release, you know, Japan is getting Thai Air Force aircraft. So a really good development for Japan if the F-A-50 comes out in the game and Gaijin rolls it into that tech tree. Alright, so I'm a big fan of the Viper, and I want to see more F-16s in the game. The first one I want to talk about is the F-16E Block 60. Now this is an advanced variant of the F-16, you know, with enhanced avionics, conformal fuel tanks, and AESA radar. And this is for the UAE, but I think considering that the US Air Force in the game, at the highest they're going to top out at is the F-16C. The F-16E Block 60 would be great to come in to give the US a more advanced F-16. Now the other F-16 is the F-16XL. Now this was an experimental variant of the F-16 featuring a unique cranked aero delta wing design. It was developed to improve aerodynamics, range, and payload capacity, and it competed with the Strike Eagle, but of course it did win. But I mean, it still looks very cool. It could probably come in as you know, like some kind of reward plane, you know, maybe even a squadron vehicle, something like that. All right, so let's talk about Hornets. So if we're lucky, we might see the F-18C Hornet and, you know, those kind of variants before the end of this year. But what I'd really like to see for 2025 are the Super Hornets, the E and the F. Now those Hornets, they feature more fuel capacity, better radar, better avionics, and just better combat capability overall. Now the Super Hornets and regular Hornets are operated by Kuwait and Australia. In Finland, you know, they operate the Legacy Hornet, so does Canada and a couple other countries. But Super Hornet for 2025, really would like to see that. Alright, so next, and one of my favorites as well, is the Rafale. I really would like to see this fighter come in 2025. So if you don't know about the Rafale, it's an omni-role fighter capable of performing air superiority, ground attack, and, you know, numerous other roles. It features some pretty advanced avionics, you know, some stealth characteristics. It has excellent maneuverability, and this jet is just racking up the sales around the globe. I mean, the Greeks, the Egyptians, Croatia, Serbia, Indonesia, UAE, India, Qatar, you know, they're all either active operators of the Rafale or they're about to be. So the potential for this jet in the game is pretty big, and it's just a beautiful aircraft anyway. Would love to see it. Next up is the Eurofighter Typhoon. Now, I mean, we've been wanting the Typhoon for a long time. We especially really wanted to get this around the time the J-10 came in. I'm just really hoping that if we don't get it this year, we definitely see the Typhoon next year. I think this jet really needs to come to the game. Germany really needs a win right now when it comes to a superior air-to-air fighter, because they've been kind of getting skipped lately. So the next jet I really hope we see in 2025 is the Su-30 Flanker. Now this twin-engine, two-seat multi-role fighter, and I call it the Russian Strike Eagle, is just a beautiful aircraft. Features a lot of close air support and strike capability, and I mean, this plane could probably go to a couple nations in the game. India flies it, so weirdly enough, it could make it into the British tech tree. Of course, Russia would also get it, and China would get a version of this. But really looking forward to seeing this one in 2025. Another jet that doesn't get talked about very much that I'd like to see next year is the MiG-35. Now, this is a modernized multi-role fighter. It's really an evolution of the MiG-29 platform. It's designed for both air superiority and ground attack missions, and it features advanced avionics, reduced radar signature. It has an ASA radar, improved engines, thrust vectoring, a whole lot of stuff. So this is a 4.5 gen fighter, and it's intended to compete with other advanced multi-role aircraft in the export market. It kind of really didn't do well in the export market, but that doesn't mean we can't have it in the game. Another aircraft I'd like to see in 2025 is the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited Tejas. This is a indigenous light fighter designed for the Indian Navy and Air Force, and its main purpose is to be a cost-effective modern platform with an emphasis on advanced avionics, maneuverability, and compatibility with a variety of weapon systems. This is a 4.5 generation lightweight fighter with high agility. It's supersonic, and I guess you could roughly compare it to a JF-17 if you're talking about cost and weight and capability. So in 2025, I want to see more advanced Eagles in the game. Like I said, I'm loving the Strike Eagle right now, but I'd like to see the F-15QA and the F-15EX. So the QA being the Qatar Advanced. It's a variant of the Strike Eagle specifically designed for Qatar, and it has cutting-edge avionics, fly-by-wire controls, an advanced cockpit, large digital displays. It has the APG-82 ASA radar, lots of capabilities, and if Gaijin, ups the ante on mechanics in the game, enhanced electronic warfare capabilities can be a thing. And of course, the QA carries a lot of AMRAAMs. Now, the EX is, kind of the same thing as the QA. It's for the US Air Force. It features a lot of the same technology. There are a couple small minor differences, but it also can carry, 12 AMRAAMs. So this may be a little bit too much for the game in 2025, I admit that, but I'd like to keep it moving with the Eagles. There are a lot of Eagles that we could get into the game, so maybe we won't see these, but F-15QA and F-15EX Eagle 2 for 2025. Alright, so next up is the Mitsubishi F-2 or the Viper Zero. So this is a multi-role fighter jointly developed by Japan and the United States. It's based on the F-16 design, but with significant modifications, so it's not really an F-16. It has a larger wing area, improved avionics, an advanced radar, an ASA radar in fact, enhanced payload capacity, so it's a super F-16 if you still wanted to call it an F-16. I think it's time for Japan to get this. We have a lot of aircraft in the game that would be able to counter this, so I don't think it would be that much of a leap. Even with its ASA radar, hopefully we would have other jets with an ASA radar as well. But yeah, Viper Zero for 2025. Alright, that's all I really got for this. I have two notable mentions though, like, hey, Gaijin, where's the MiG-31 and the F-14D? I mean, I would really like to see those jets get into the game. Maybe even the MiG-25 as well. I know the performance probably won't be what we think it is, but these jets seem to be missing in action. Alright guys, thanks for listening, and if you made it to the end of the video, really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about my picks for 2025. I think for the most part, all of them are doable. The F-15QA and the F-15EX might be a little bit overpowered depending on what else is in the game. But thanks again for checking the video out. See you in the next one.